Oh no. I didn't double check my video. I didn't double check my video. I had to update the intro. I had to update the intro with all the new names because I have so many new people who are part of the Finally Fasting fam. I didn't have time to check the intro today, and of course, it gets corrupted. It paused, and I was like, oh no, I don't think it completed. It's okay. The show must go on. Am I correct? Squeaky chair and all. it feels so underwhelming that the entire song didn't play. Cap Rising says this is all Uncle Reggie's fault. It absolutely is. It's okay. Hello, everyone. Like I said, the show must go on. Welcome to another daily live stream. How's everyone doing? Welcome, welcome. It's nice to see all of you here today. I don't feel satisfied because I love listening to that song as the intro plays. It even motivates me in the same way. I was almost tempted to throw the old intro from a couple days ago, the same one, just with not updated names, and then just play the rest of it out. But it's okay. It's all right. Hi, everyone. Welcome. For those who are part of the Finally Fasting fam, I did add some new emojis on there. I did add one today called NSV, which stands for non-scale victory. I feel like that's a really good new one to use. There is the squeaky chair emoji. There's a plate emoji for L, who I see is in here. There's a bunch of different ones, so feel free. Before I continue, before I go on, let me say hi to everyone in here who's in here right now. Ian, Kevin, Miss Peaceful One, Maggie May. Did I say Kevin already? I did. I scroll back up for that. For the Good, Happy Bunny, Elmadas, Aisha, Sid, Sleck, Tommy, Deja, Tanya. Look at everyone who's in here today. Peace to all. Andre's in here. Hi, Andre. It's nice to see you. Eric's in here as well. Am I missing anyone? Put on the tiara. Sharika, I need to email you. That's right. I will do that. Hey, it's nice to see you, A. Juyon, it's nice to see you as well. Good morning to you, Juyon. Margaret from Facebook, Cap Rising. Did I say Tanya? If I did or I didn't, hi again. Gloria, Willis, so many regulars who are here now every day. Shauna, how's it going? Suspect, how are you? L, I did say hi. Well, I didn't say hi, but I mentioned you earlier. Lucy, hey, Skippy, chill vibe. There's a lot of other names I haven't seen in here. Welcome, Writer family. Hello, hello. I will go through chat in a second here, but just give me 1 second. So today is Sunday, October 19th here in Chicago. The sun is already pretty much setting. Autumn is here. I have to wear a hoodie now almost every day, pretty much every day. I can't wear shorts anymore. It's a little sad in that way, but you know what? It won't be for long because I'm moving and the average temperature is going to probably be around 85 to 90 during winter in the Philippines and much hotter as the months go on. So, hey, I'll take fall for now. But just a quick reminder, this is an accountability live stream. What is an accountability live stream? What is this all about? This is a place where I share with you my journey, my fasting journey, my health and wellness journey, my weight loss journey. This is to give you full transparency of what's been going on with me on a day-to-day basis. This is where I stand back here and I show you what I look like physically, even if I feel bloated. And hey, just So you all know I feel pretty bloated today. I ate a good amount yesterday. You're all going to see that, kind of. I'll explain later. But this is an opportunity for me to share my progress with you so that I am fully accountable. One of the things that has been hard for me over my journey is I realize that if I am not accountable, if I do not share my progress, it hinders me. It makes it easy for me to hide, to run away, to ignore, to avoid. And these live streams have been very fundamental in ensuring that I continue moving forward. And I know that's true because as I have been doing this now every single day for the last 88 days, I believe, 88. Yesterday, 2 days ago, I hit my lowest weight in over a year. Not by fasting for 90 hours like I did before, but by fasting a lot shorter than that, by controlling the way I've been eating, by optimizing my cardio and my strength training, by realizing that fasting, while a great foundational tool, is not the only tool that I can keep on my tool belt. It's really important. It's really important for me to understand that I have to continue working on myself and use all my weight loss tools instead of just fasting by itself. But this is also an accountability live stream for you. This is also an opportunity for all of you to share how you're doing on your journey. If you've probably noticed, people share how things are going because we'll talk about it. We'll highlight it. We'll have a conversation about it. For me, when I talk about accountability and I talk about the importance of it, I give you that same opportunity to share with us, and not to just share when we're doing well, but also when we're struggling, also when we're having a bad day, also when we're up in weight. I'm going to be sharing that today. I'm up in weight today. Am I beating myself up over it? No. Am I saying, well, it's time to start over? No. Because I know it doesn't have to be that way, because I don't have to live an all or nothing lifestyle. I've been doing this now for over 700 some days, 700 some odd days. Today is day 714 for me. It's been over 100 weeks. I think today, I'm like looking at my notes. Today is 102 weeks doing this on my journey. But I'm going to get into that in a second because I'm going to take some time now and I'll start going through some of these comments, see how some of you are doing. If you have any questions, I'm not going to answer everything right now, but I want to just let you all know that we're doing this together. And sometimes just knowing that is enough motivation or inspiration for you to keep pushing on. Ian says, I was 0.8 pounds down on the scale this morning. Congrats, Ian. Started my timer after lunch, aiming for 23 hours. I love that for you. Ian working on OMAD, and even Ian sharing with us a couple days ago that he was planning on pushing something longer than, let's say, an OMAD, but also realized that maybe it isn't for him right now. But because he couldn't do something longer than an OMAD or push past 36 hours or whatever number that might be, does it mean that Ian's just going to throw everything away? No. Ian knows that, okay, I'll control my calories, I'll hit my timer, I'll be aware, I'll be present in what I'm doing, I'll practice imperfect consistency, and I'll move forward. And even as Ian shares right now, Ian had plans to push, I believe it was something like around over 45 hours. Wasn't able to do that, but controlled calories, hit his timer, still practiced OMAD, and is continuing to push down on the scale. I love that for you, Ian. Thank you for sharing with us. Miss Peaceful One says, good afternoon, family. I pray all is well on your end. I'm about to clock in for my shift. Miss Peaceful One looks like Miss Peaceful One isn't able to join us tonight. I'm currently aiming for a long fast, aiming for a minimum of 3 days. Let's see how this goes. And I even love the way this is framed. Let's see how it goes. Ideally, Miss Peaceful One wants to push a 3-day fast. If Miss Peaceful One gets to that, great, amazing. Checks off the box. But I know Miss Peaceful One well enough to understand that if she doesn't make it to 3 days, whatever number that might be, refeed, keep it clean, hit the timer, go again. It's as simple as that. Practicing imperfect consistency. And I'm sure as the days go forward, Miss Peaceful One will keep us posted as always. Hopefully work isn't too stressful or too hard for you tonight, Miss Peaceful One. Thank you for sharing with us. Thank you for being accountable. Maggie May says down 0.4 pounds this morning. Congrats. Did a 30-minute walk, broke a fast at 25 hours, a simple refeed, and currently 2 hours back into another OMAD. Again, like I said yesterday, and like many people are sharing today, it doesn't have to be a super long fast. If you're really good at the diet, and even if you're not good at the diet, because some of you might be in here right now, and you might be saying, well, I'm not good at fasting and I'm not good at my diet. Both are bad. Both are hard for me. Well, even more of an opportunity for you to start working on these weight loss levers. If you suck at fasting for long periods of time and you suck at your diet, then it's time to work on both. It's time to be aware and stop walking away, stop running away, stop avoiding, stop ignoring. It's time to show up for yourself. It's time to say, okay, I'll try to fast for as long as I can. If it's 20 hours, 22 hours, I'll hit my timer, I'll refeed, I'll try to keep it as clean as possible. I will eat whole foods. I will prioritize protein. I'll give myself grace. And then when I am ready to hit the timer and fast again, I'll do it again. And I'll do it again. And I'll do it again. I'll work on my cardio. I'll work on strength training. I will take advantage of those extra calories and I'll push on. That's all it takes. Again, imperfect consistency. Thank you for sharing with us, Maggie May. Kevin says 18 hours into a 155-hour fast. I mean, Kevin has really been grinding these fasts. Congrats to you, Kevin. I did not stick to a 3,000 calorie refeed. I was just shy of 4,000. Thank you for being honest and sharing with us. This is what I'm talking about when it comes to accountability. But I did go to the gym this morning for 30 minutes. For a 30-minute row I'm probably reading this wrong, Kevin, but weights, 20-minute sauna. So I'm starting my week off strong. Either way, this is how I read this. What Kevin is doing right now is sharing with us these long fasts that Kevin has been successfully doing. And sometimes Kevin has also shared that sometimes it's not 155 hours. Again, showing up, being accountable, sharing their progress, practicing imperfect consistency. And even when Kevin says, Kevin has a 3,000 calorie goal. That's my goal too when I have my refeeds. Kevin says, I wasn't able to stick to 3,000. I was around 4,000. But did Kevin say, well, the hell with this? Now I'm just going to eat 6,000. Now I'm going to eat 8,000. Now I'm going to eat 10,000 calories. No. Kevin is just pushing on and is taking advantage of the extra calories that have been taken in by going to the gym. You have to give yourself the opportunity to look at what you're doing than more than just a fasting protocol. Yes, you can fast for long periods of time. Great, do it. Show me, tell us, share with us. But if you can't, you don't turn away and walk from it. You don't pretend it never happened. You don't avoid and say, well, maybe I'll come back next week or 2 weeks from now or a month from now. Because where does that lead you? Back to the same place. If not, digging even a deeper hole. What am I? Tech over tech and EJ as well. Hold on. First of all, Tech over tech became a new YouTube member or became part of the Finally Fasting fam. Can we please throw some F's up for Tech Over Tech? Thank you for being part of the Finally Fasting fam. I appreciate your support. I'm not sure if you joined the OMAD tier or the autophagy tier, but we're glad to have you. Tech Over Tech can also throw some F's up or throw whatever custom emoji I have up there. Show some love to Tech Over Tech. I appreciate the support. Thank you so much. And EJ, I don't know if you know this, but you actually donated twice. So I'm not, hopefully, I don't know if it was intentional, but either way, EJ donated, because it's the message is the same, which is 20 Australian. EJ, thank you for the 20 Australian donation. I appreciate your support as always, EJ. EJ says, I had ribs and the rest of my birthday cake last night. Why do I keep doing this to myself? But it was such good cake. Doing a 96 this week. You're awesome. EJ, thank you for the kind words. But okay, so let's have a quick conversation about this. You had ribs and then you ate the rest of your birthday cake. Why do you keep doing it to yourself? This is part of the journey. And I know EJ well enough because I know EJ's like, I know Jerome, I know this, but this is part of the journey. For anybody who's watching this right now, we are going to fuck up. We are going to have days where we might be fasting for a long period of time, and then we might not be able to get to that point, and we find ourselves eating or breaking early or not getting our steps in or eating the rest of the birthday cake that was probably because it's been 10 days since your birthday, right, EJ? And I'm sure that cake was in the freezer. Why do we do it? I don't know. Sometimes I find myself overeating cookies, and I just shared that a couple of days ago, and I don't know why. Sometimes you have to also ask yourself, am I restricting too much? Maybe that's part of it as well. And I'm not saying that you should not fast for as long as you planned on, because I know you and I work closely together. And what I actually love about this though too is, first of all, I'm glad it was good cake. So I'm glad you enjoyed it. But I love that you're pushing for a 96. EJ was planning for 120. And this is what I'm looking at this too, is EJ isn't saying, okay, well, now I'm going to do 144. Instead, EJ's like, okay, I ate today, enjoyed it. I can sense that you might be beating yourself up about it a little, but at the same time, you're like, okay, I'm going to keep pushing forward. And I'm not going to just add another 48 hours onto my fast. Instead, I'm going to do my 96 and another opportunity to still work on the refeeds and keep pushing forward. Thank you for sharing with us, EJ. I know it's not easy to admit or talk about times when we fail, but this is also why I highlight this, because I think it's really important that many of us understand that we're human, we're imperfect, we're going to have bad days. And even as I talk about my journey, I'm looking at my notes here. I'm 714 days into my journey. Has it been 714 days of perfection? Of course not. Absolutely not. None of us are going to be perfect in every single way. We are not going to nail down every fast that we intend to do. We're not going to nail down every clean refeed we intend to do. Yes, you will have those moments and it will be awesome. And you cannot wait to share with us all. But you're also going to have days where you're going to overeat. I overate yesterday. Well, that was planned, but I'll share that in a little bit. At the same time, it's really important that if you can be accountable and you can admit to not having the best day and saying, I'm just going to keep moving forward. I'm going to be honest about it. I'm going to be accountable about it. And I know some of you might be here and say, well, what's the point? Why are we talking about failing? Why are we talking about not doing our best? Nobody's telling you that you can't do your best. Nobody's telling you to push hard. or to not push hard. But these are the more important moments where we learn from ourselves, where we all round ourselves up together and say, hey, you're going to be fine. You got this. I know EJ's got this because EJ showed me before that there are days that aren't going to be perfect, but you keep pushing forward. You keep working on it. Thank you for sharing with us, EJ, and thank you for the support. At the same time, L just gifted 5 memberships to the Finally Fasting fam. As I was working on my membership names, we're like at over 200 memberships at this point. It's a little ridiculous. We're over 200 people. If you are part of the Finally Fasting fam, can we please throw some F's up for L? Also, if you just got a gifted membership, you better start thanking people. I do see people in the comments thanking each other or saying, thanks for the membership. If you got a membership, thank L. I don't know if it shows who gave you that specific gift, but L's gifted, Uncle Reggie's gifted, Shauna's gifted, Cap Rising's gifted. I believe other people have gifted, and I can't remember everyone at this point. But L, thank you for the support. Thank you for gifting memberships to other people, giving them the opportunity to use custom emoji and all the other benefits when it comes to that. I want to get back into chat here and just kind of read through other people's journeys. So we're going to hop right back into that. Can't believe I just said hop, because maybe that was what was going through my head as I saw Happy Bunny. Happy Bunny says, hello, I made it to the gym this morning and have an 8-day streak. I love that for you, Happy Bunny, because Happy Bunny's been in here and sharing their progress day in and day out. And even not too long ago, talked about how difficult even just going to the gym was. And here we are now, 8 days in. I tried the Stairmaster, did a 7-minute split, 2 sessions, 200 steps. So when you say I tried the Stairmaster, it looks like you're doing something new. You're trying new things. You're working on your lower half, doing something harder than just a walk. That's awesome. I've been doing some work on my mind and focusing on the question of what can I do instead of should do. This has helped a lot. I love that. That's actually really great. I've also been practicing overcoming challenges as milestones. I keep my own nerd stats to track my progress. I love that. Also, I do have a nerd stats emoji. So other people, if you want to throw that nerd stats emoji up. But I really love the question of, instead of like saying to yourself, what should I do? What can you do for yourself today? And this is what I talk about when I talk about working on other weight loss levers. Does it always just have to be a fast and nothing else? Does it always have to be a 7-day fast over and over and over and over? It can be. That can be your ideal goal. You can always strive for that, but you should also be working on your other weight loss levers. Are you working on your diet? Are you working on your cardio? Are you working on your strength training? How's your sleep? How's your mental? Are you always coping with food? Are you always feeling stressed out and then coping with food? Do you have no control when it comes to food noise? I mean, these are things that we are all working on. You should always, in a lot of ways, there are so many layers when it comes to weight loss and keeping ourselves healthy. Yes, on paper, super easy. On paper, fast, eat 0 calories, lose weight, lose body fat. Eat healthy, eat clean, be at a caloric deficit, lose weight, lose body fat, get micronutrients in. Super easy on paper. Cardio, strength training, so on and so forth. The harder part is putting it into practice and executing and having it be long-term. Is it something that can be sustainable? Can you do it over and over and over? How do you give yourself opportunities to push hard and then still give yourself grace when you're having a difficult time without blowing everything up? This has taken me time to figure out. There are a lot of good days under my belt, but I've also had a lot of difficult days. If I'm being honest with you right now, today's a difficult day for me. Today, when I woke up, I didn't feel like walking. I've been putting a ton of steps in and day out. I go to the gym and I lift heavy after a refeed. Today wasn't one of those days. I got up, it was raining again, and I was like, I don't want to deal with the rain. And you know what? I feel really, really bloated from last night because I drank a lot, I ate a lot, and I gave myself a rest day, which is why this is titled How to Rest and Reset Without Breaking Consistency. Because this is a chance for me to share with you all how I deal with a day where maybe I don't want to push hard today. And how can I be okay with that? How can I be okay with it without feeling guilty? So I'm going to keep continuing on here. Aisha says, I'm just over 96 hours fasted. Congrats, Aisha. I've hit a stall. I'm 184 pounds for the second day in a row. Aisha shares this quite a bit. Aisha has shared many moments where Aisha can be pushing a long fast and not push the weight down. And I love that Aisha says here, just have to trust the process. How many of you were fasting for a long period of time and then stalled? How many of you ate super clean, but then the weight still pushed up a lot and you beat yourself up over it? Or you stalled on weight even after an extended fast, and then instead of trusting the process, you were like, well, the hell with this. I'm just going to break now. How many of you have done that because you let the scale win? You let the scale defeat you here. How many of you have done that instead of trusting the process? Aisha knows at this point, I got to trust the process because Aisha has done this before and done it again and done it again. And because somebody is practicing every day, putting the work in, they know that this weight will eventually push itself down. I got up at around 3:30 a.m. That's so early, Aisha. Walked outside for 2 hours and drank a gallon of water. This is Aisha trusting the process, even though waking up at 3:30 in the morning. But getting a 2-hour walk in, still pushing forward. I love that for you, Aisha. Thank you for sharing with us. Slex says, broke early and ate more than I wanted. Oh well, time to try again. It's a hard thing to admit. It is a hard place to be in when many of us, and just to let other people know, when Slex shares this, this is big because this is an issue for Slex, but how many of us have been in this situation as well? How many of you broke early and then you ate more than you wanted to, and then you completely gave up? What I see here is Slex saying that exact same thing, except not giving up. Try again. Build the fasting muscle. Hit the timer. Push hard again. Keep going. This is how you learn. This is how you grow. Continue to work on your other weight loss levers. If something is difficult, that is how you grow. That is how you beat this. You have to show up for yourself. Use the community. Talk to other people. I know Slex isn't the only one that faces this issue. Many of us break early. Many of us overeat. Those times happen. You got to let those good days outweigh the bad. And I know there are probably other people in here that are like, but I'm always failing, Jerome. I'm always failing. I can't do this. This will never work. If you are saying that to yourself and then you turn away and then I don't see you for a week or a month, you're not even doing the part of just doing it imperfectly consistent, just showing up for yourself day in and day out. Maybe the first goal for anyone in here is to just show up for themselves every single day. Keep hitting the timer every single day. Keep pushing the fast for as long as you can go every single day. Keep working on your diet every single day. If you're breaking early and you're eating, does it have to be fast food? Does it have to be Grubhub? Can you make better choices? Does the refeed have to be 8 hours long? Do you have to always make ultra processed foods the priority? Can you substitute? Can you swap things in? Can you structure the meal differently? Can you get some extra steps in the next day or later that day? Can you add a strength training session in? Can you still get a good night's sleep? Instead of just thinking, gotta fast for a week, gotta fast for 10 days, gotta fast for a month. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with doing that if you can healthily push along fast, but you have to understand there are other levers of weight loss at play here. Thank you for sharing with us, Select. Tommy. Tommy always has a new name for me. What up, Jay Trizzle? Am I fasting, peeps? I'm up 4 pounds. I'm actually not bugging. And it's all thanks to Jay Trizzle, because I know that I'll drop that weight in a day or so. I wouldn't have understood this without your help. I'm truly grateful, my guy. Hashtag imperfect consistency. Tommy, you're very welcome. Again, for many of us, we're up after we refeed, we push up in weight. Even as Tommy shares that he's up 4 pounds, like he says here, as I'm looking at, where are my stats? Why did I not have, oh, here it is. I am currently up over the last 2 days. I'm up almost 6 pounds in the last 2 days. And like Tommy says, I'm not bugging about it, right? I know that that weight is going to push itself down because I didn't gain 6 pounds of fat in 2 days. I also know that for a fact because I have been recording my weight every single day for the last 714 days. Imperfect consistency, trusting the process, pushing forward on your journey. Deja says, caught myself doing it's Sunday, I'll start tomorrow. Also a great question for people who are in here right now. How many of you are in here right now who just gave up on today? Are any of you willing to even admit that Sunday was, well, you know what? It's Sunday. Let's just start tomorrow. I know Jerome's going to be live streaming Sunday night. So let's just start Monday. I'll watch him. I'll be motivated and I can start on Monday. That's fine if that's what you did. But how often do you do that? How often on Sundays do you say, I'm going to start on Monday? If you can't even count on one hand how many times you've done that, it's time to stop. It's time to stop restarting. It's time to stop saying, I'm going to start on Monday. Monday will be day one. I know many people are thinking that because some people right now in their head, they're like, what's the point? It's already October 19. I have a Halloween party to go to in a week and I'm going to be eating like shit then too. So let's just start November 1st. I know some people are thinking that way. I know it because I've done it. And then November 1st rolls around. And then before you know it, Thanksgiving's around the corner. Well, you know, Thanksgiving. You know, Christmas. You know, 2026. Stop with the games. Why would you waste all that time? Thanksgiving, Halloween, Christmas, New Year's, it's one day over a 3-month period. There are 90 other days, 90 plus days during that time frame. So because there are 3 or 4 holidays, and even if your birthday, because my birthday rolls around that time, if you want to add Christmas Eve in there, New Year's Eve, what are we talking? 7 to 10 days? Okay, out of 90 days, 91 days, that means that you have about 80 days to do the shit you're supposed to be doing. And then the other 7 to 10 days, hey, you want to fuck around? Go ahead and do that. There's nothing wrong with that. But you can't just give up the entire quarter of the year. This is where imperfect consistency plays a big part. I hijacked this whole thing saying all of this without reading everything Deja put here. Decided to start my fast today instead, and happy I did. That's a huge win. That's a huge win, because here's another perfect example. Yesterday was my 20% day. What's a 20% day? If you're new, my 20% days are days where I go out and socialize. My 20% days are where I'm not keeping my calories under 3,000. There are days when I drink. There are days when I go to a party, or I go to a social outing, go on vacation. Yesterday was my 20% day on a Saturday. Today, Sunday, did I say, well, it's already the weekend, so I might as well eat on Sunday too, and then I'll start on Monday? I don't do that. I could if I wanted to, but I would plan for it instead and be like, okay, if I'm going to eat Saturday and Sunday, well, let me at least plan for it. Let me figure out if that's going to put me in a caloric surplus, and then I'm going to have to fight even harder by fasting more. I could if I want to, but I plan and I strategize. All I'm trying to say, just like Deja, yes, I ate Saturday and I ate a lot, but I didn't say, well, I'm going to do it on Sunday too. Because you know what? I'm just going to throw away the weekend and I'll start over on Monday. I'll be like, 714 days. Nah, let's just do day one tomorrow. I don't do that anymore. I can't put myself in that situation because it's a huge slippery slope for me. Thank you for sharing, Deja. Okay, I'm scrolling down here just to see if there are any other. There's so much, and I know I'm not going to be able to get to everyone. Peace to all says, I still lost a pound this week in spite of not fasting due to a round of strong antibiotics. I need to have food with. I'm eating clean. And again, this is how many of us, same situation. There are people I've coached who have gone on antibiotics. They can't really fast for long periods of time. So then it's time to start working on, well, the diet. Maybe you can clean that up. And look at Peace to All, still dropping weight. Still realizing, okay, I might not be able to fast long right now, but I can put my other levers to work. I love that for you, Peace to All. How long do you have before you're done with the antibiotics? Soon, yeah, maybe. Sorry, everyone. I'm scrolling down here just to make sure I cover other people who are sharing. Eric says, after back-to-back eating days, I'm up 0.5 kg, which still has me in my fasted feeding range. Bonus. Did I miss another one here, Eric? I didn't know if... No, I don't think so. So Eric ate back-to-back eating days, or Eric had back-to-back eating days, up in weight, not stressed about it, still in your range. So that's awesome. And it looks like you have put parameters in place where you know if you do eat back-to-back days, that if you keep it in those parameters, you can keep the weight at bay as well. That's something that I'm working on. That's the reason I try to keep my refeeds at only around 3,000 so I don't go overboard. But there are many days that I don't even keep it at 3,000. It's still something I'm working on. Sorry, if you see me looking this way, it's because I'm just looking at comments here. Margaret asks, how was your refeed? Did you have a good time? I did, Margaret. Thank you. I'm going to share this in a bit. Cap Rising says, hi, everyone. Refed earlier. Hit another low weight this morning. Congrats, Cap Rising. Just did some chest and triceps work. Congrats on the new low. Congrats on working not only on your fasting lever, but working on strength training, prioritizing things like this too. I love that for you, Cap Rising. Thank you for sharing. Sid says, I'm on day 7 of a 30-day fast. Congrats on being a week in at this point. Not too many hunger pangs anymore, but I get tired quicker. I have some friends coming in from out of town, so I'll be walking around a bunch and watching them eat food. Definitely tough. Congrats on being a week in at this point. So I'll say this to you as long as you keep showing up, Sid. Remember, I love if you're able to push a 30-day. You'll have to keep us posted. But at the same time, if you're not able to hit 30, and for whatever reason, if you can't function properly, if you're struggling, if you feel completely weak and you can't get through your day, there's no shame, no embarrassment, no guilt on breaking early and then pushing again. But I mean, I get it. You're on a mission and I want to see you push that. So keep us posted. Say congrats on being a weekend. Congrats, congrats. Okay, I'm gonna try to scroll and read a couple more here, but I might not be able to get to everything because we're already 45 minutes in and I haven't even gotten into my nerd stats yet. But let me just see if there's a couple other in here. Chill Vibe asks, when you finish eating, when do you reset the time? So when I swallow my last bite of food, that's when I reset the time. As simple as that. I don't manipulate the time in any other way. For me, I hit my timer the moment I swallow my last bite of food. An hour after you finish eating, no. So immediately. So for example, let's say I fasted for 45 hours. Let's say 45 hours and 13 minutes. I hit my timer, I eat my meal. Let's say my meal was, let's say I was taking my time and it took me 2 hours and 33 minutes. The moment I swallow my last bite of food that has calories in it, I start my timer. I start fasting again. And then that's it. Simple. The moment I take my the moment I take my first bite of food, I start my timer again. That's it. I'm not too strict on it. I know there's going to be variance. Even when I record my calories, I'm not super strict. I keep a roundabout number because it's just a guide. That's all it is. It's a guide. Yeah, I'll keep it accurate if I can, but I'm not like beating myself up if it isn't the exact weight or it isn't the exact amount. So I would just say, hey, be as honest as you can be about it and then get through your day. That's all. I thought this was a question. Eric's like, does Jerome do collaborations? Yep, with Mr. Squeaks. Oh, it's not squeaking now. Well, all good. It only squeaks when I don't want it to. Sharika says, I'm doing good, I think. I broke my fast a little early today due to being home and not distracted at work, but I'm being mindful and making healthier choices. You are doing good. Sharika, you're doing great. Thank you for sharing with us. Thank you for being accountable in this way. I know that we had a conversation, and for you to just say this is already progress. This is already moving forward in your journey. I can only imagine what this will look like a week from now if you continue to show up for yourself. I can only imagine what this is going to look like a month from now if you continue to show up for yourself. I immediately think of Happy Bunny and where Happy Bunny started, because I think when Happy Bunny started here and was sharing, it was a completely different story on day one to where they're at today. And if anyone's ever wondering about that, they can just watch the live stream for however many days ago and see what Happy Bunny had to say then and what's happening today. So thank you for sharing with us, Sharika. Gion says, I binged with sweet dessert bread yesterday afternoon and then I bloated. And then you were bloated. Were you saying you were belching all night? I know Gion's first language isn't English, but Gion, thank you for sharing with us. I mean, I know this is a big issue with Gion, and I know that binging is something that she's trying to really kind of break out of. I don't know if and Gion, you'll have to tell me, but I don't know how often this is still happening. I don't know if you're noticing it's happening less. I don't know if you're still trying to practice ways of not eating everything and at least maybe starting to cut a little out. But thank you for sharing with us. I I know this is a much harder conversation. I know the conversation takes a little more of me asking questions to you on tactics you've used, but thank you for keeping us posted. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you being here. I'm gonna scroll down here. Oh, I can't scroll now because I just got a $10 super chat from Andre. Andre, thank you for the $10 donation. I appreciate you so much as always. Andre's been a longtime fan. Andre, thank you again. Andre with a $10 donation saying, J-Man, I'm working on my cardio and calisthenics with my 42s, which I've been doing for a few months now. This is working for me. Side note, I really oh, do you miss seeing my TV in the live stream? For anyone who's new here, I'm currently working in an office, a temporary office before I move out of the country. My old apartment used to have like a TV on this side. Well, if you'd imagine on the wall. But Andre, I love this for you. Andre still pushing 42s, also working on cardio, calisthenics. Calisthenics. Am I saying that right? I for some reason I thought there was an N in there. Calisthenics. That's right. Congrats. I'm glad that it's working for you. I love that for you. I don't have much else to say except you know what you're doing. You're finding progress, and that's all that matters. Keep us posted, Andre. Thank you for sharing with us, and thank you for the $10 donation. I appreciate you showing up. Thanks again, Andre. Thank you. Okay. I know I have to really get into my nerd stats. I'm just going to try to like read a couple more here. So Tech Over Tech says, I gained all the weight back. I've been hiding because I've been embarrassed. No guilt, no shame, no embarrassment. But I'm going to say this, Tech Over Tech, I understand. It's the reason I was gone for 2+ years because I was embarrassed. I felt guilty. I felt ashamed. And I gained all the weight back as well. Not only did I gain all the weight back, I mean, when I left YouTube in 2021, I gained that weight back in probably record time. I don't remember how quickly I gained the 80 pounds, but I didn't want to step on the scale, that's for sure. So I'm proud of you for sharing with us. I'm proud of you for realizing, hey, let me be accountable. Let me maybe let other people know. Let the internet know. Even if it wasn't something you wanted to do. So Tech Over Tech says, I'm 20 hours into my first 60 hours since the weight gain. Hey, many of us have been here. I can't say we've all been here, but I've been here. We're doing this together. That's just a reminder that you're not alone on your journey. And here's the thing I'm going to say to you, Tech Over Tech, is whether the 60 hours happens or not, you know what the next steps are. If you end up breaking early, you refeed, keep it clean if that's what you want to do. I mean, my guess is that's probably what you would like to do if a 60-hour doesn't go that far. And then you hit your timer and go again. I'm going to throw some advice here. You don't have to counterbalance. You don't have to say, well, I broke early, so now I'm going to do 90. Now I'm going to do 120. Now I'm going to do 144, 168. You can if you want. I get that. I totally get that. But at the same time, give yourself some grace, especially if you are back here just trying to get back into the rhythm of it. But if it's helpful for you, Tech Over Tech, share with us. Continue to let us know how things are going. Keep us posted. I'm sure you probably see it in here with chat, how supportive people can be. So thank you for sharing with us, Tech Over Tech. Aquaplant says, ended a 43-hour fast. Congrats on the 43, Aqua. Did my refeed and started my timer again. 8 better today. Progress. I love that. Thank you for sharing with us. Again, this is imperfect consistency here. I think so many of us get tied into a certain number of hours of fasting. Gotta fast for exactly 48, 72, 96. And I'm going to tell you all of this right now. These numbers, just because other people on the internet are touting it as the magic number, why? Why are you following that? Is it something that's going to work for you? Have you ever heard me really talk about 48s or 72s or 96s? No, I do 42s, 65s, and 90s. Nobody gave me that number. That was a number that I made up because it worked for me based on my refeeding time. Fast for 42 hours, eat for around 4, fast for around 65 hours, eat for around 4, fast for around 90 hours, eat for around 4. Hit my timer and go again. Do not be tied to doing a rolling whatever over and over. So what if it's an hour difference or it's 2 hours over? All that matters is you show up. It also doesn't mean it has to be 72, 72, 72, 72 over and over and over. Maybe it's a 72, then a couple 36s. Maybe it's an OMAD. Maybe you have to feel it out and work on your other weight loss levers as well. Thank you for sharing with us, Aquaplants. Lucy says, I'm feeling a little blue today. Drank a lot of beer Friday night, mainly because I have visitors. Saturday's supposed to fast. It became an OMAD, planning to resume ADF tonight. This too shall pass, and it absolutely will. If it helps you any bit, if it helps you, Lucy, I mean, same for me. I drank beer yesterday. I can't beat myself up about it. I mean, I did plan for this. You probably knew that you had visitors. This is what happens in life. Anybody who's watching this right now, this is life happening. How many of us have social events going on? How many of us have things going on this weekend? Life happens. It's okay. There's no issue when it comes to this. These are moments where we have to show up for ourselves in times where we probably don't. Because many of us, if we have visitors coming, oh, well, why hit a timer anyway? Why even pay any attention to what I'm eating? Because I can't fast for 90 hours now. When in reality, these are the moments to have more attention to. Yeah, go have a couple beers. Go enjoy dinner. But do you have to have zero consciousness on your intake? Do you have to have zero awareness in the food choices that you're making? I mean, there's always something that we can do. So thank you for sharing with us, Lucy. And yes, of course, this will pass. It will, because your good days will outweigh the bad days. That's the way I look at it. Suspect says, hey, bro, what do we do? Ate all this food, hardly any bowel movements, any tips, doing like a 45-hour fast and hardly any bowel movements. So I can only share my own personal experience. I do not have this issue. I have coached people who have maybe run into something like this, but they're very far and few between. And I can't even really remember what it is for them that worked. But the only things that I can think of, suspect, is, are you eating foods that are higher in fiber? Maybe it's something like that that'll be helpful for you. Maybe it's taking in more hydration. I am pretty regular, regardless of a 45-hour fast or a 90-hour fast, or even something longer than that. But I know it's different for everyone. This is where I'm going to summon chat and be like, hey, chat, help suspect out. Give a couple of points of advice if you've run into this issue and you know something that might be helpful. So hopefully you're able to kind of figure that out. Keep us posted. Thanks for sharing with us. Thanks for asking the question. Hey, Skippy says, I started ADF. Is it ADF and OMAD? It's going well, not easy, but doable. And this is how you build your fasting muscle. This is exactly how you do it. You show up. Let us know. Thanks for sharing. Hey, Skippy. Hopefully they start feeling easier. Gion. Okay, so Gion asks, Jerome, what do you mean by all or nothing? Could you tell me more about that? Sure. So, and for anybody who wonders this, because I always talk about all or nothing, this is where my head used to be. And it still is there. But when I talk about all or nothing, I would say this to myself. Okay, Jerome, it's 6:31 p.m. right now on Sunday. At midnight, at 12 a.m. on Monday, October 20th. At midnight, I'm going to hit my timer and I'm going to fast for 90 hours. And I'm going to make sure I walk an hour every day, and I'm going to get 8 hours of sleep, and I'm going to go to the gym 3 times a week, right? I'm going to do all of these things. These are all good, healthy things. But do you notice I'm waiting until midnight? I'm waiting to hit the timer at that exact time. And then I'm trying to do all of these things perfectly. This is the all part of me. Some people call it black and white thinking. So that could also be what I'm doing, a black and white thinking. So that's my plan. At midnight, I'm going to hit my timer. I'm going to fast 90 hours. I'm going to walk 10,000 steps. I'm going to lift at the gym. I'm going to get my sleep. I'm going to do all of these things. And then let's say 15 hours pass, 18 hours pass. And then at 18 hours, when I'm fasted, I don't want to do it anymore. I feel like I can't get the walk in. I'm not going to have time to do this. I don't really want to fast for this long. And now I just want to eat. But instead of eating healthy, instead of making a good choice, instead of cooking dinner at home, now I'm just going to order out. I'm going to buy the unhealthiest food. I'm not going to go for my walk. I'm not going to sleep early. And I'm just going to spend all my money and eat a ton of food. And I'm going to binge. And that's the nothing part of me, because I'm not doing anything in the middle. All I'm doing is trying my hardest or throwing everything away. Hopefully that makes sense, Jion. That's what I mean by all or nothing. This is why I talk about practicing imperfect consistency, because instead of doing all or nothing, you can do the all part. If you want to push hard, but you also have to find a middle ground. That's what I mean by all or nothing, Jion. Hopefully that's helpful. Okay, I'm scrolling down here. I'm almost an hour in, everyone. I haven't even had a chance to go through my stats at all, but I do want to still try to read other people's chat in here. Sean says, I'm in my 4th 48-hour fast. Currently 27 hours into my fast. I'm planning on doing 10 in a row. I'm down 4.6 kg. I've started to add strength training as well, and 10,000 steps a day, and I feel great. I love that for you, Sean. That's awesome. Doing these 48s, I mean, it sounds like you're running on auto. Keep us posted. And remember, Sean, as I say to many people too, if something comes up and it doesn't end up being 48, you know what to do. Keep working on your steps. Keep working on your strength training. Keep working on keeping the refeeds clean. Don't beat yourself up. Don't start over. Just keep us posted. I love that for you though, Sean. Congrats on all the success already. Thank you for sharing. Gattaca, hi. Who else? Uncle Reggie, I see you in here. Hello, hello. Okay, everyone. I'm scrolling down. I know that I cannot get to everyone. My secondary says, how did you ever manage to get used to the change from being full all the time to feeling empty? How did you ever manage to get used to the change from being full all the time? Oh, so feeling full all the time, meaning that I was just eating every single day and pretty much binging? I mean, feeling empty. Here's the thing about fasting, especially for as long as I've been doing this now. When I fast for as long as I do, day in and day out now for almost 2 years, it's not that I feel empty. Honestly, when I feel full, like I did yesterday actually felt uncomfortable for me because I ate really, really bad yesterday. I'm going to share that with all of you in a little bit, but yesterday I was so uncomfortable after I ate all that food that even when I woke up this morning, I didn't feel right because I haven't eaten that shitty in a long time. And honestly, I did not like that feeling. That was the first time where I was like, wow, I ate a lot of really bad food and I kind of regret it. I wish I had my pounds of vegetables and my cleaner meat. And I wish I had white rice, but I didn't have any of that because I was at like a friend's house and we were just eating a bunch of takeout and a bunch of snacks. Um, but the feeling empty part, honestly, I don't really feel empty. If I were to fast for like 65 or 90 hours, I would probably have more of that empty feeling. I don't know if you ever get used to that feeling because if I'm fasting for like 90 hours or longer than that, I will have bouts of hunger. I will have hunger pangs every now and then, but it's nothing that bad. It's very short, that feeling. I don't know if you mean something else by the feeling of empty, but I don't really feel that way. Honestly, on the days that I'm fasting, like today, today feels like a relief to have a break from food. Today is a really good day for me to just, today's usually, my fasting days are usually my busy days. My fasting days are days where I keep myself absolutely busy so that I can get shit done. I like to call them my get my shit done days. But today was more of a relaxing day for me. It was Sunday. I actually woke up late. I didn't go for my typical walk in the morning. I didn't even lift weights at the gym after last night's refeed. Today was more like a relaxing day. But it feels good to take time away from food. Anybody else feel that way? After maybe having a big refeed, it feels good to just take some time and fast. That's also why I really enjoy ADF because it's like one day I take a break, one day I get to stay busy and work and not think about food. And then the other days, that's when I get to have my meals and I actually thoroughly enjoy them even more because after putting 40 plus hours fasted in between food, food is amazing, especially clean foods. Clean foods taste even better when you take time away from eating a bunch of processed stuff. So I don't know if that answers your question, my secondary, but hopefully that's helpful. Sabby, I see you in here. Hello, nice to see you. I'm just seeing some other names I haven't seen, so I'll try to say hello. Claddy says, hello, what would it look like to live this way when nothing needs fixing? You mean in terms of, so like, okay, maybe this is the best way to answer this. Claddy, do you mean what would this life look like for me if I was at my goal weight, if I was at the body I wanted to be in? Simple. For me, if I couldn't, for example, if I had to, one of the reasons I fast currently for around 45 hours right now is because I still need to lose some body fat. And if I were to hit my ideal body and ideal body weight, I would probably be doing OMAD. I would probably be eating once a day. And I would probably maybe put ADF in once a week, maybe twice a week. But I don't know what that's going to look like exactly because I know that I can eat a lot. I know that there are going to be days that I will still eat 4,000 calories, 7,000 calories. So I know that fasting will always be a part of my life. But nothing else changes. I'm still going to be walking. I'm still going to be lifting weights because cardio health is still important to me. Strength training and keeping my muscle is still important to me. I'm still going to be sleeping well. I'm still going to have a good sleep schedule because getting good sleep and getting good rest is really important to me. I'm still going to be working on making good choices when it comes to eating, finding new recipes because my diet is still really important to me. Keeping my type 2 diabetes at bay is important to me. My high blood pressure, keeping that at bay, right? Like not having those issues is still important to me. I guess what I'm trying to say, Claddy, is the journey doesn't end. It's never going to end. And for anybody who's watching this right now and thinks that, oh, I'm just going to fast for 30 days and then everything's going to be perfect. No, it isn't, because you still have to put in work after that. If anybody is watching this right now and think that this is just a quick fix, sure, you can lose a lot of weight quickly if you fast. That's the that's God's honest truth, right? If you were to fast for 30 days and let's say you're 100 pounds overweight, yeah, a 30-day fast, you're going to drop weight quick. But what happens after that? What happens if you fast for 100 days and you get to your goal weight? You still have to figure out, one, okay, now I need to fast, but I can't fast for that long because I'm at my goal weight. I need to work on my cardio health because my heart, right, is important. I need to maintain muscle because having a good metabolism is important for me. I need to eat healthy because I need good blood markers. How am I feeling mentally? Do I eat out of emotion? Do I eat out of stress? Do I eat out of anger? Do I eat because somebody said something shitty to me and this is my way of coping with it? These are things we will always have to work on. Now, I don't know anyone in my life that is perfect, but I don't think there is, I guess this is the other way to say it. Something will always need fixing. As maybe doom and gloom as that sounds, I don't even see it as like a negative thing. I just think that's part of who we are as humans. We will always continue to grow. We will always continue to work on ourselves. Because if you're not, I just don't know if life is worth living in that way. I don't know. I mean, I guess there's a difference. I mean, you know, some people might be content in who they are right now, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I would also imagine there's still a lot of things that are important when it comes to taking care of yourself. That's maybe more of a philosophical question as well. So hopefully that's helpful. Okay, everyone, I'm already in over an hour at this point. I have not even got into my nerd stats. And even though I say that, I still want to sit here and read everyone's comments because it's really important to me. Ronnie, how's it going? Hey, everyone, just started another 36 hours after dinner. This is my most consistent month of ADF. This community has been a blessing. This is exactly why I enjoy reading through these comments, because I want you to know that you're not alone. You're not alone on this journey. And this is also a really good reminder for people who are watching this right now. Fasting is free, everyone. Fasting doesn't cost you anything. Fasting is something that we've been doing forever. We're built for this. Before there were refrigerators, before there was grocery stores, people had to hunt for food. Fasting is a part of who we are as humans. We can take some time away from food every now and then. But what I love reading about this from Ronnie is you've been doing this for, I can't remember exactly how long, but for you to say this is your most consistent month and that the community has been helpful for you, this is also a testament of what showing up looks like, how important community is, how important accountability is. I've said this before. If social media ceased to exist today, if I couldn't share what I'm doing publicly on YouTube or Instagram or TikTok or whatever, I don't know if I'd be able to keep the weight off. That's how important accountability is for me. That's why when you see me stand up here, I was going to say like an idiot, spinning around, I do it because accountability is important. The reason that I step on a scale and I record the weight every day is because accountability is important. The reason I try to film everything I eat and show it is because accountability is important. That is the missing piece for me. I'm not saying it's the missing piece for you, but it might be helpful to some. So I'm glad that this has been helpful for you, Ronnie. This is what I was trying to say too. When I talk about fasting is free, look at all the success that I'm literally going through every day as people share their journey, people fixing their habits, people working on their habits, because that's the other part about this too. This is about changing your habits. This is about building good, healthy habits. This is about breaking bad, toxic ones, unhealthy habits. If you can work on your habits, if you can get better at your habits, if you can practice imperfect consistency, you don't have to spend money on these I don't know what is out there. I don't know what people are selling to you. I don't know what programs you need to spend hundreds or thousands of dollars on. When, if you're watching this right now and you found success losing weight because you're like, yeah, I can take some time away from food. Oh, yeah, I can eat healthier every now and then. Oh, I can give myself some grace and have a vacation. And all I have to do is just show up for myself after that. Oh, just exercise, just strength train, just sleep well. It's not rocket science. It doesn't cost a ton of money to do this. I have shared with you all that I have been able to lose this weight and keep it off now for almost 2 years. We're literally coming up to about 2 weeks. In 2 weeks' time, I'm going to hit 2 years of keeping this weight off, or at least losing and keeping this weight off. And I've done it naturally. I don't pay for anything. I use accountability as like one of my biggest tools. And if you've found success because you're like, yeah, it's nice to have a community. It's nice to not do this alone. It's nice to share how I'm feeling. It's nice that I'm not feeling embarrassed or guilty or shameful about it. Well, there you go. There's the key. It's not some fancy whatever people are trying to get you to take. And I'm not saying supplements aren't helpful or they're worthless. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying GLP-1 isn't right for you. I'm just saying that, hey, there are some natural ways to do this. And when I talk about habits, habits are based out of you. If you're sitting here and you're like, why do I eat the way I do? Why do I do this? Why am I stuck in this? It's because of your habit. Jerome, why can't I fast for this long? Well, you haven't put it into practice. You haven't made it a habit. How are you going to get good at anything if you can't make it a habit? Jerome, why do I always eat when I'm sad? Why do I always eat when I'm stressed out? It's because it's habit. You've been stuck in this habit. It's become a bad habit. Jerome, why do I always eat so late at night? That's when I eat the most. Why do I always go for the same foods? It's always the shitty foods that I eat. Jerome, why do I always order Grubhub at 10 p.m.? Why can't I just make food for myself? Because it's a habit, because it's a bad habit, because you've gotten stuck into that habit, because you have to break that habit, because it's a toxic habit. I've been there. I know what it's like. That's all it takes, is breaking yourself out of that habit. I kind of went off on a tangent there, but Ronnie, thank you for sharing with us. I love that for you. I love that for you. Okay, I think I really need to start getting into, there's so much chat in here. I wish I could read everyone's comments in here, but we're way past where I need to be. Please, if you have something you want to share or something you want to ask, please ask us, or please repeat it here and I'll try to bring it up and share it with people. But I do need to break into my nerd stats. So we're going to do that now. Give me 1 second as I do this. Okay. Today is Sunday, October 19th. Today is day 714 of my journey. I believe 2 years will be 730 days. So I'm about 2 weeks away from 2 years, everyone. November 6th, 2025 will be me doing this for 2 years at this point. It has not been a perfect 2-year ride. I will remind all of you right now, this is what imperfect consistency looks like. It has not been a perfect 2-year ride. There have been good days, there have been bad days, but the majority of it has been good. The majority of it, I have been learning and evolving and continuing on my journey. The majority of it, I have not turned my back away from it. I have continued to show up for myself day in and day out. Being transparent, being accountable, being honest, hiding nothing. Yes, there have been times I have hid. There have been times I have turned away, but I always remind myself, Jerome, just get back on it. Just be honest about it. Make a video and say you're struggling. Make a video and say, hey, I'm feeling off right now. Make a video and say, hey, I gained a ton of weight in the last 6 days. I don't know what to do. Just be honest. And you know what? Every single time I've done that, it has encouraged me to push on and learn about myself. Think about where you would be if you had been on this journey with me for the last 102 weeks. 102 weeks. Imagine if you had practiced imperfect consistency for 102 weeks instead of turning your back away and walking away, and then coming back weeks later, months later, years later, and be like, oh, hey, Jerome, I'm back. And you know what? All credit to you for coming back. I love that for you. But imagine what imperfect consistency would look like if you just showed up for yourself every day. Imagine if you told yourself, okay, I'm just going to do this with Jerome. I might not fast for as long as Jerome does, but I also don't eat 6,000 calories. So I know I can work better at my diet if I can keep at least a good amount of fasting in. I know I can build the fasting muscle. I don't have to lose 5 pounds a week. Maybe I can just lose half a pound a week. Imagine where you'd be 102 weeks in. You'd be 50 pounds down. Imagine if you were doing this 1 pound a week. 1 pound a week is easy for many of us. You'd be over 100 pounds down if you had that much weight to lose. Imperfect consistency will get you there. If you haven't tried it before, if you think, oh, this is a bunch of bullshit, I have been the all or nothing person forever. I have never trusted myself because all I ever thought about was perfection. The missing piece for me, because you know what? Okay, I'm just going to share this. The question I get from a lot of people when I coach people, the question I get a lot, probably one of the biggest questions people ask me when I coach them is like, Jerome, how were you able to just keep doing it? How were you able to just lose this weight and fast for that long? And I'm telling you, the reason that I was able to be so successful is because of accountability, is because I had to show up for other people than myself. Think about it like this. If you were saying, let's say 2025, 2023, the very beginning of the year, you're like, hey, I'm going to lose all this weight. Hey, do you want to go to the gym together? Let's sign up for the gym. And then you're like, yeah, we're going to go 3 times a week, 4 times a week. Think about that. I know that there are some of you who have tried to do this. And then if that friend was like, okay, let's go. I'm going to pick you up. We're going to go together. Maybe you didn't even want to go that day. Maybe you weren't even thinking of going that day, but you went because you had to be accountable to somebody. That is the reason I have been able to keep this weight off. So when people ask me, Jerome, how did you lose the weight this time? How are you able? Think about it. When I gained all the weight, when I left YouTube, I was gone for 2+ years. I couldn't lose the weight and I gained it so quickly. Why? Because I could not be, or I was not accountable to anybody. And then sure enough, when I gained all the weight back and I came back on YouTube, I lost the weight in less than 5 months. I lost it faster than I've ever lost the weight before. Why? Because I had to be accountable. I continued to say, I need to show up. I need to make videos. I need to let people know where I'm at and what I'm doing and what my weight is. Why do you think I stand up here? Why do you think I do this every day? Why do you think that 2 days ago, I hit my lowest weight in over a year after gaining about 30 pounds 90 days ago? Why do you think I not only hit my lowest weight in over a year, but did it by just doing ADF and not fasting for 3 days in a row, 4 days in a row? Because I show up, I'm completely accountable. I've learned from my mistakes and I've continued on my journey. So if you're here saying, today's going to be my day one, or you know what, Monday's going to be my day one. Okay, that's fine. I get it. I've been there, but let it be the last time you do that. Understand that this journey is never going to end. This is never going to end. Like, let me break it to you. You might hit your goal weight, but it never is going to end because you're always going to have to put work in. And you know what? The older that I get, as I'm about to be 45 in less than 2 months, in about 6 weeks, this shit is just going to get harder for me. I'm not going to be able to keep muscle on the older that I get. I'm going to have to fight harder to keep the weight off the older that I get. I'm going to have to fight my type 2 diabetes harder the older that I get, my high blood pressure the older that I get. So I should be learning as much as I can now and taking advantage of that now. So I get good at this, because imagine if I didn't show up for myself over the last 3 years now, or however long I've been gone. Imagine if I did not learn everything I've learned now, how far behind I would be. You can't just walk away from this. You'll never, I know it sounds depressing, but you'll never be able to walk away from this. You will always have to put in work. And I know that some people might be like, so you're saying I have to fast forever? No one's telling you to fast for 3 or 4 days forever. And remember, we all fast. If you go to sleep, you're fasting. If you're taking time away from food, you're always fasting. No one's saying that you can't do this successfully doing OMAD or even doing 16 hours fasted, but you have to control the diet. You have to get good at the exercise. You have to get good at your food choices. There's a lot that you have to continue working on. You can't just turn your back away from this. It doesn't work that way. It's never going to work that way. Paul asks, did you reverse your diabetes? I did. Paul, I don't know if you're familiar with A1C, but my A1C about 2 years ago was 9.9. That was what my A1C was clocked at then. My last A1C, which was about 6 months ago, not even 6 months ago. It was in February. 8 months ago. My A1C, I believe, was 5.3 or 5.2. I did it 6 months prior to that, and that was also around 5.3, maybe 5.4. Naturally. So yes, reversed or put into remission, or yes, yours is 8.0. So mine was 9.9, and I was a type 2 diabetic since I was 22 years old. 22. I was diagnosed in 2003, and it was always elevated from 2003 all the way up to as late as 2023, the end of 2023. So for about 20 years, and probably longer than that, because who knows how out of control my diabetes was before I went to the doctor at 22 years old. And I've completely reversed it without medication, yes. So did I take meds? I used to take metformin. And 2 years ago, longer than 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago or so, my doctor was trying to get me on Ozempic. And I refused to take it because I was hard-headed, I was stubborn. And I'm not saying that I should have taken it, but like my brain was like, why does it have to come to this? Why can't I just get back into, but you know what? I've learned. And so I'm in a really good place right now. And yes, I've reversed it, and I've done it naturally. Through fasting, through working on my good, healthy habits. That's how I've done it. And so I was on that slide for way too long. Over the last 88 days, after I have been doing this day in and day out, I have practiced what I call imperfect consistency. What is this, or what does imperfect consistency look like? This is me doing different rounds of fasting. ADF, where I'll fast every other day, eat every other day, but you'll also see 90+ hour fast where I fast for almost 4 days. You'll also see days where I'll eat back-to-back days where I go on vacation. You'll see some days where I'll eat 7,000 calories, almost 10,000 calories. Our lives are never going to be perfect. You're going to go on vacation. You're going to go out with friends. You're going to grab a couple drinks. Your life is going to do, life is going to life, right? I mean, that's just how it is. This squeaky chair, I hate the squeaky chair. I am currently working on another fast because where am I at right now? I'm not even that far fasted in. Yesterday, I didn't even fast for that long. I guess what I'm trying to I guess what I'm trying to say here is I have been practicing imperfect consistency where I'll fast long periods, I'll fast short periods. I've had days where I eat super clean. I just shared about 2 days ago, 3 days ago, 2 days ago. 2 days ago, I ate one of my cleanest refeeds where I cut my calories under 2,200. I ate everything whole foods for the most part. I'm currently 17 and a half hours fasted. Now, here's the thing. Yesterday was my 20% day. Yesterday was a day where I was out with friends. I knew I was going to be overeating. I knew I was going to be drinking. Did I beat myself up over it? No. I wanted to enjoy time with my friends. People know I'm leaving. I'm moving out of the country. So people want to spend time with me. And that's exactly what I did yesterday. And I told myself, okay, Jerome, you're not going to be eating as clean as you normally do. Try to keep it as clean as you can, but just to spoil the whatever, the refeed, everything I ate yesterday was complete ultra processed garbage for the most part, 99% of it. So we'll cut into yesterday's refeed just so you can see how a 20% day could look like for me. And as I'm sharing the first clip, and just FYI, it is dark. We were just hanging out and it was already, I think, 7 p.m. at that time. And it's not like I was going to say, no, guys, let's go sit in good lighting so I can record myself. So I recorded myself, and I'm just going to tell you right now, I didn't record a lot of what I ate because I was with friends yesterday and we were drinking and we were just eating a bunch of garbage food, and I was trying to enjoy myself. So I broke my fast yesterday with beer. This is old style. Paul actually said it here. Old style, Chicago, baby. Exactly. Old style is my favorite beer. And yes, sometimes I will break my fast with beer. Does that mean you should? No, it doesn't. I have also broken my fasts even after a 7-day fast with beer or whiskey. Do I always do that? No. Should you do that? No, absolutely not. Don't do what I'm doing. I am able to break with foods like this. I don't know why. I'm just able to. Is it the healthiest for me? No, it isn't. Do I do this every single time I refeed? No, I don't. This is a rare occasion. This is me going out with my friends, enjoying my time. Now, here's the thing. And as I show this, this is a whole plate of dessert. These are just random fall desserts that was put together. This was like chocolates and like apple fritters and some other marshmallow stuff. Somebody made this dip of like pita chips with cream cheese and like blueberry jam. And of course, I'm going to eat it. And that's exactly what I did when I'm hanging out with people. And I mean, I'm here talking with friends and just whatever. This isn't going to be a very long refeed, just so you understand what my refeed looked like yesterday. That was like a pretzel with like French onion dip. There was just a lot of snacks that were there. There was no real healthy food there, just FYI. These are pretzels, like sweet pretzels, mini pretzels that I ate. I think there's another clip of me eating like chocolate or whatever. Again, I was with my friends. We were drinking. I was eating what was there. We didn't even order like real food yet. Eventually, we ended up getting some thin pizza. This one had pepperoni on it. This one had sausage and mushroom on it. So I ate a lot of that. I think I ate about 2/3 of pizza. That was also, somebody ended up buying sushi. So I had a couple pieces of that. Again, a very, very dirty refeed. I had a crab rangoon. I think I show that here as well. So I didn't have a lot of choices. I didn't eat the cleanest yesterday, but no guilt, no shame, no embarrassment when it comes to that. I was enjoying myself. Again, I'm not going to have somebody guilt me into this because these are days that it happened. Somebody bought a Costco pumpkin pie. And yes, I ate, I think, 2 big slices of that. And that was my refeed yesterday. I tried to count calories as best as I could. I don't know if I overestimated or if I was under, but to at least be on the safe side, I try to overestimate. And so for me, calorie wise, as I share that here, that's not the right scene. If you look here at the very bottom, this was yesterday. This was a 20% day. I think my calories were around 6,500. Those were two 16-inch pizzas. I think I ate 2/3 of the pizza. I ate the majority of all the food that was there. My protein wasn't even at the 190. So that's kind of where I was at. The thing was, I was so full afterwards because I just ate so shitty that by the time I got home, I just pretty much went to bed because I drank a ton of beer. I ate a ton of pizza. I ate a ton of like random junk food. And I woke up the next morning and I was so uncomfortable. It was like the first time I felt so uncomfortable because of the shitty food that I ate. And there was a little regret behind it. I was like, but I didn't have a lot of choices. I guess I could have made some better choices and said, no, okay, let's not get pizza. But my friends are going to be like, what? So that's what I had. And that was my refeed yesterday, but I'm not beating myself up over it. I'm not going to say, well, it's time to start over. And that's exactly right. Here I am today, currently fasted. I'm not eating at all today. Why am I not eating at all? Because I just ate 2 days in a row. Think about the refeed the day before, how clean that refeed was. It went from two complete extremes, a super clean refeed where I ate under 200 calories to yesterday's refeed where I just ate nothing but garbage food at around 6,500 calories. And then today, after eating 2 days in a row, I said, it's time to take a break. Fast today. And I thought about maybe even fasting an additional day after that, but I really want to show people that I can get down to the 130s by doing ADF. Yes, I can fast longer. Maybe I will in the future, but right now I am very diligent about what I'm doing and I think I have a good thing going. So I'll talk about that process as I continue on here. Tech Over Tech asks, how long are your refeeds? So they vary. And actually that's perfect for the next slide. My refeed stats, since you asked Tech Over Tech. Tech Over Tech, just FYI, I am maybe you've seen me. Right? I think you've been here. I have a ton of nerd stats, so I record everything. How long are my refeeds? Well, my last 42 refeeds are about 4 hours and 46 minutes. Average calories per refeed, around 4,000. So way higher than I want it to be, but it is what it is. Average protein per refeed over 200. So I'm happy with that. The one slide that I forgot to show here though, is where is my weight at? Now look at the last three bullets. 10/17, October 17, this was 2 days ago. I weighed 139.4. This is the lowest weight I have been in over a year. And then yesterday, 2 days in a row, I had refeeds. So on the 17th, I weighed 139.4. After my clean refeed, I went up 2.6 pounds at 142. And then this morning, I was up another 4.2 pounds to 146.2. So in the last 2 days, I put on about 7 pounds. Did I gain 7 pounds of fat? No, of course not. I would have had to eat a ton more calories to do that. This is a combination of water, waste, right? It isn't pure fat. How do I know that? Because the math doesn't math. The calories just don't add up. But at the same time, if you look at what's highlighted in green, even after a 24+ hour fast, I'll drop 4, 5, 6, close to 7 pounds. Did I lose 4, 5, 6, 7 pounds of fat? No. Same thing, water, waste. I know that tomorrow when I weigh on the scale, I'll probably drop another 4, 5, 6 pounds. How do I know that? Because I've been doing this for so long. I know what my body typically does. And even if I wake up tomorrow and it only drops 2 pounds or 3 pounds, does that mean I'm going to like beat myself up over it and say, well, time to just eat shitty now. Let's just start over? No. I trust the process. I'm going to go for my walk. I'm going to go lift weights. I'm going to take care of myself. I'm going to sleep well tonight. I'm going to continue on with my fast because I know it's important for me. I trust the process. It's more than just fasting. I have been doing this now for a long time, but in the last 88 days, as I have been tracking things pretty diligently, my average step count is over 15,000 steps. Yesterday's step count was right around that, just a little over 15,000. I'm way above goal. Strength training wise, I go to the gym and I lift weights the morning after a refeed. This morning, I did not. It's the first time that I haven't after a refeed in a while, but it was also because I just wasn't feeling it today. And that's why the title of today is How to Rest and Reset Without Breaking Consistency. Because even though I might not have gotten my steps in today, because right now I didn't get a lot of steps in. I took a shorter walk today, but I'm not beating myself up about it. Yeah, currently I'm at about 7,000 steps, but I'm still fasting. I'm still taking care of myself. I'm giving myself a little rest. I'm literally averaging 15,000 plus steps a day, almost 16,000 at this point. Does that mean that you have to walk that many steps a day? No, it doesn't. You don't have to do what I do, but understand that cardio health is important. You should have it as one of your weight loss levers. And it doesn't have to be walking. If you enjoy jogging, go jog. If you enjoy running, go run. If you enjoy swimming, swim, riding a bike, whatever that might be. And it doesn't even mean you have to do it 30 minutes, 45 minutes nonstop. If cardio is just cleaning the house, then go clean the house. Whatever that might be, enjoy doing it. The only way that you are going to do something that can be long-term and sustainable is to find things that you enjoy doing. That's why I tell people, don't mimic me. Don't fast for 90 hours for 5 months in a row if it's something that you're not going to enjoy doing. Because if you don't enjoy doing it, is it going to last? No, it's not. You have to figure out what works for you. You don't have to fast the way I do. You don't have to eat the way I do. You don't have to mimic me. You have to find your journey and figure out what works for you. Like I said, I follow the 80-20 rule. Yesterday was a 20% day. I ate close to 6,500 calories. But if you look at the last 88 days, 80%, or if you look at the last 88 days since I've been recording this, the last 74 of those 88 days, I have kept my calories just a little over 3,000 calories. The majority of the time, I am doing the things I'm supposed to be doing. I'm either fasting, keeping my calories in check, getting my steps in, lifting weights. 80% of the time. Currently, that's about 84% of the time, 74 out of 88. 20% days was a day like yesterday. I drank, I hung out with friends, I ate pizza, I ate a bunch of random snacks at Trader Joe's, and the calorie average there is close to 6,000 calories. But look at how often that happens. 14 times over the last 88 days. 14 times over the last almost 3 months. If you were to split that up into 3 months, that's about once a week. It also doesn't mean that you have to do, it doesn't mean that you have to have an 80-20 day. Yours can be 90-10, 95-5. It can be more lax at 70-30. You don't have to do an 80-20 thing at all if you keep your calories in check every single day. I just share that as an opportunity for you to maybe try something different. I like having 80-20 days because on those 20% days, I don't have to worry about, oh, I might drink too much, or I have to count calories and worry about, no, those days are accounted for. I keep those days in check, or I strategize what those days look like. And as we break into my calorie pace, my goal for the month of October is not to fast for a certain period of time. My only goal for the month of October is to keep myself at a caloric deficit where I lose about 3 pounds of body fat. And if you look at the first week of October, you'll see anything highlighted in green, I am above my calorie pace. where I'm trying to put myself in a caloric deficit of only 339 calories a day. But if you look at what's highlighted in yellow, that is where I am behind on pace. And that's what the first week looked like for me. If you look at week number 2, there were 2 days where I was off pace, but for the most part, I was continuing pace or I was above pace. You'll see that at the very bottom there, I was almost already 2 pounds down in body fat, getting very close to goal. And then here for week number 3, where I'm currently at right now, so if you look at the first 3 days, I was above pace, getting myself at 2.5 pounds almost of fat loss, almost hitting my 3-pound goal. But then yesterday I had a 6,500 calorie day. So now I'm behind pace. My calorie deficit dropped down to 4,200 and my pace, I should be at 6,000 calories at this point. Am I sweating it? No. Why? Because I trust the process and I have continued to really work on these numbers to know where I need to be. If you look, so for example, I'm fasting today and I'm not eating at all today. Today's October 19th, but this isn't filled out yet because the 19th isn't over. There's always the chance that I might eat, but I'm pretty sure I'm not going to. But let's say, for example, I do successfully fast today, which I'm pretty sure I will. What would that look like? Oh shit, I didn't add that. Oh no, did I not add that? I thought I added that extra slide. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I have that slide on here. No, I don't. I guess what I was trying to say is if today is a complete fasting day, tomorrow I'm right back on my calorie pace. That's all I was trying to say. And that's why I'm not worried about it. I have a lot of this accounted for. I've thought about this. Anyway, that's kind of how I've been doing it. Those are my nerd stats. It's time to do Fit Check. If any of you are wondering what Fit Check is, that's where I stand back here and I show you what I look like physically. Fit Check is an opportunity for me to be fully transparent about where I'm currently at physically, body-wise. Whether I'm feeling lean like I did 2 days ago when I was 139 or where I'm at today where I'm almost 7 pounds up. So today I'm bloated. Today I wish I didn't have to stand back there, but I do it for transparency's sake. I am wearing a bigger shirt today because, again, like wearing my super small shirts isn't really where I want to, or I don't think I look the best at, but again, like still small enough. But anyway, before we break into that part of Fit Check, we'll go through these like I always do. I have been overweight my entire life as a child, as here in my kindergarten picture. I know people who are part of the Finally Fasting fam have that Fit Check emoji. And even as growing up, getting older, being in my teens, in my 20s, in my 30s, and even in my 40s, I have been overweight. I have been obese. I have been morbidly obese my entire life. Now, why do I show all those pictures? Why do I post all of them up? So that you understand that I have been like this since I was a child. It's not like I just gained this weight recently. It's not like this weight just came on all of a sudden. Now, the reason I share that again is to remind you that I have now lost this weight and kept it off for almost 2 years, not through medication, not through Ozempic or GLP-1, not through weight loss surgery, but through fasting and really working on my good, healthy habits. And I say this as someone who's 44 years old. For anybody who thinks that they've lost all hope, that they can't lose this weight, that they're not going to be able to do it, there's still a chance. Maybe all that means for you is being accountable and working on your habits. Maybe that's what it's going to take for you. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't take medication I'm not saying that you shouldn't consider GLP-1 or weight loss surgery. You need to do what's best for you. I just want to give people the chance to understand that maybe there's still something else that's out there that might be helpful. So we'll go ahead, we'll do fit check. Yes, I know I'm not currently wearing my smaller boy shirts. I'm currently wearing a size small adult shirt. I usually wear boys shirts at this point because I'm pretty small and I'm short. I'm only 5'3". So, okay, fit check. So, and let's not forget, yes, I am bloated. I am about 7 pounds higher in weight. So I don't feel the most comfortable, but just so you know. Okay. So front shot here, side, right? Side shot, rear, side, and that's it. So this shirt, it's really interesting too, because this shirt is so much looser than it used to be. This is, again, this is a size small for adult, and this shirt is pretty loose at this point. But as I lift this up here, you can see this is where loose skin is. I am, again, feeling a bit bloated at this point. This is the body fat that I'm really trying to lose. I know people will ask me, do I have loose skin? Yes, I do have loose skin. You can see it right here. This is something that is just part of life. Is it something that I might work on in the future? I don't know. Maybe. We'll see. But I want to get to my goal weight first. I want to be at like the ideal weight I need to be. I do have loose skin on my upper arms. I can't currently show that right now, but like my lower belly, obviously, my upper inner thighs. It's one of the reasons I weight lift. I want to add muscle because I hope that it will help with the loose skin. And that's about it. So with that being said, we'll go ahead and we'll do Q&A. So if anybody else has any other questions, I know a lot of people were asking questions or sharing their journey. So if you have any other questions or there's something specific you wanted to point out or share with me, please feel free to do that now. In the meantime, while I wait for any possible questions, if any of you are looking for help, additional help, when it comes to fasting, weight loss, or accountability, if you're looking for an accountability partner or an accountability coach, you can go to finallyfasting.com. You can book a one-on-one session with me. We can put a game plan and a strategy together to help you get to your goals. Like I said earlier on this live stream, losing weight isn't rocket science. There isn't a lot to it. You know what healthy, good habits look like. You know what bad habits look like. It's just a matter of getting those in place or getting those better, I guess. It's about working on those habits, and it's about creating the good ones and minimizing or eliminating the bad ones. And maybe for many of you, what you're looking for isn't so much how to do it or executing it, but what might be more important is the accountability piece. Can you show up for yourself? Can you can you show up even on the bad days? That's usually the missing piece for many people. So if that's something you're interested in, if you need additional help that way, finallyfasting.com. I mean, you can also go to the site. You can pick up a sticker if you want to support me in that way. I do have hats as well, but I don't have my hat on to me, or I don't have my hat on me today. And for anyone else that's wondering, if any of you are looking to support me in a different way, you can also go to the link in this live stream. If you click the link in the live stream, it is to be part of the Finally Fasting fam. What is the Finally Fasting fam? It is a membership on YouTube. It's just a way to support me in an additional manner. I'm trying to think of a different word instead of saying way again. But if you do join, you will get your name at the intros of these live streams. You'll get to use custom emoji. You'll also get your name right now in chat with a different color, a badge next to your name. And if you join the higher tier, our Wednesday our autophagy tier, you get to join us on our Wednesday afternoon or evening live streams where we have more than just me on camera. Other people jump on camera, other people share their story. We all hold each other accountable. It's a different way of doing group coaching. So if that's something you're interested in, please feel free to take a look. Okay, so I'll answer any questions, and it looks like we don't have much. So that's good too. That means I can break early. Well, it's not even early. It's already 7:30. Margaret from Facebook asks, I was like waiting for Aisha, but did Aisha end up leaving? Maybe. Margaret asks, what time will you be live streaming tomorrow? Let me take a look. Margaret, thank you for the question. It means I can block some time off my calendar as well. 1 second. Okay, tomorrow tomorrow we'll probably do a later one as well. Now that I'm looking at it, I would say somewhere around 3 o'clock because my morning is pretty packed already. So I would say somewhere around 3 p.m. Central tomorrow. I think that's a good time. Oh no, Aisha is here. Oh, I think Aisha might be a little behind on the live stream. That's why. But thanks for asking, Margaret. Eric says, do you think you'll be able to do 100 days straight of your daily lives? Let me see. How many days am I in right now? 88? I'm trying to do the math. Eric, you know what? I can almost guarantee we'll do 100. But I said this yesterday, and did I say this yesterday or did I say this the other day? I hope all of you know that this isn't going to be daily forever. And in fact, that it's probably coming to an end soon. It doesn't mean I'm never live streaming again. I'll still try to live stream regularly, but the 7 days a week thing, it can't last forever, especially because I'm going to be leaving the country. So of course my flight is going to be like 20 plus hours. And so I'm not going to be able to live stream then. Oh, there's Aisha. Aisha did ask what time. Well, 3 p.m. Central, Aisha. Thank you for asking. Let me see here. Shovel Body says, look good, strong. Are you building more muscle too? I am. I mean, I go to the gym every other day. Building muscle is really important to me. I'll get a better idea of where my muscle is at when I get my DEXA scan done. I had a DEXA scan done about a year ago, and I'm about to do another one, I think in a week or so, 2 weeks. So I'll let you all know then. But thank you for the kind words, Shuffle Body. Blessed Life, have a good one. And I think that's it. Okay, everyone, that's it for today. I appreciate everyone being here today. I want to take a second here and give an extra thanks to Tech Over Tech for being part of the Finally Fasting fam, for Elle for gifting 5 memberships to random people out there. Thank you for that, Elle. Thank you for the support. To EJ and to Andre as well for the super chats. Thank you for the extra support. Thank you for helping me out in that way. I really don't know how else to thank you except to do this. So that's always, I know there's an emoji for that too. So thank you all so much for the extra donations. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. To all my Finally Fasting fam members, to people who are part of the Finally Fasting fam, thank you again. Thank you for supporting me in that way. And to all my regulars, to the people who are here every day, to the people who are here showing their accountability, who are being vulnerable, who are sharing things that they typically might not share with other people and are bringing it out here to the internet, to random people. Thank you for being here and being honest. Thank you for showing up for me too. It really is important to me. Oh my goodness. Eric. Jeez, Eric. And Eric's done this before. Eric just donated $100 Australian. Eric, thank you so much for the donation. Thank you for the huge donation. I don't even know how to thank you in this additional way. I really don't. I wish there was a way that I could thank you in a bigger way. But Eric, thank you so much for the $100 donation. I appreciate you so much. That's incredible. I don't know what else to do except to thank you. Eric says, I'll be in Nepal for that day, but I wanted to say thank you. You're very welcome, Eric. I appreciate you again, not only for just donating and helping me and supporting me in this way, but I appreciate you sharing every single day. If you are in here right now, most of you probably see on the live streams, Eric is always sharing his progress and what he's doing and where he's at. So kudos to you for also showing up for me every single day. I appreciate you so much, Eric. And thank you again for the gigantic donation today. I don't know how else to thank you, but by doing that. So thank you again, Eric. Thank you so much. Okay, that's it. That's all I got. We're going to do this again tomorrow. When you say you'll be in Nepal, Eric, do you mean for tomorrow? Or are you talking about, no, yeah, you probably do mean for tomorrow. So I'm sure you'll catch the replay, right? And you'll keep us posted on where you're at. So I think that's it. Okay. Right? Yeah, that's it. Eric, thank you. I don't know what else to do to thank you in that way. I really appreciate the gigantic donation. So thank you so much. Okay, everyone, let's do this again tomorrow. Yes, thank you, peace to all. There you go. 3 cheers for Eric. That's a good way of putting it too. So thank you again. All, we'll do this again tomorrow. I'm going to do my obligatory wave. Stay accountable. Show up for yourself. Remember, you're not alone. We're doing this together. I'm fasting all day today. We'll do 2 waves. This extra one is for Eric. Although I can't keep this because I have to put the other scene in here. So, all right, everyone, we'll do this tomorrow. You're not alone. Stay accountable. I'll see you soon. All right, bye.